Every time my wife and I visit a new country, we want to go beyond just visiting the tourist sites. We always try to assess whether or not the country is somewhere we might want to live sometime in the future, and Bulgaria is no exception. After making a few trips to Bulgaria in recent years and spending several months here, we came up with our list of pros and cons for living in Bulgaria based on our personal experience in the country. And that is what I'll be discussing in this video. I'm going to break the video down into these 4 categories that you see here and discuss both the good and the bad aspects of each of these categories. My name is Ryan. My wife Emily and I are the Snail Travelers. Activities. Okay, let's start off by taking a look at the things there are to do here in Bulgaria, because let's face it, you're not going to live in a new country and then just sit in your apartment watching YouTube videos all day. And the great thing about outdoor activities isn't just the number of activities available, but also the variety of activities available. Let's start in the mountains because that is our personal favorite type of activity. Remember, Bulgaria is a small country, so you are never too far from the mountains, no matter where you're living in Bulgaria. The resort town of Bansko is especially abundant in outdoor activities like hiking, horseback riding, river rafting, and skiing in the winter. Next, you have all of the beach activities located along the Black Sea area of Bulgaria. A couple of places you might want to check out if you want to be an expat in the area with an active beach culture are Burgas, where some of the beaches around this city will allow you to party like a rock star, and also Varna, which would be a great place to live if you preferred to have a calmer and more relaxed beach experience. And if you're a history buff, you will have plenty to keep you busy. The capital of Sofia has many historical buildings, quite a lot of museums to explore throughout the city, and then you have the city of Plovdiv, with the central area being really one big giant paradise for history lovers. With its numerous historical buildings, it feels like you're living in a museum. And Bulgaria has no shortage of cultural activities, including many beautiful monasteries scattered throughout the country. Now, if all of that wasn't enough, expats in Bulgaria also get to enjoy many festivals throughout the year and throughout the country. Now, there is a con to experiencing all of these activities, and that is the cold weather in Bulgaria. I don't know about you, but I don't think I want to be lounging on the beach when it's below freezing. But if you like skiing, then go ahead and change that con label to a pro, because you will find plenty of fresh white powder on the ski slopes during the winter. Quality of life. All right, next I'm going to talk about everyday life in Bulgaria, starting with food, because who doesn't like to eat, right? We think the availability, the variety, and the tastiness of the food here is a pro to living in Bulgaria. This starts at breakfast with fabulous items such as banista, which has delicious pieces of cheese in between the flaky layers of pastry. We've seen many long lines of local Bulgarians lined up outside bakeries waiting to get this stuff. And meat lovers certainly will enjoy living and eating in Bulgaria. Let me tell you, you'll be in paradise. And if you're not a meat lover, then try tarator. It's a delicious cucumber and yogurt cold soup, or the delicious bean soup that will fill you up with protein and take away hunger pangs for the rest of the day. Another pro for the quality of life in Bulgaria is safety. We always feel safe here relative to many of the other places we have visited around the world. Let's talk healthcare next, and we have heard mixed conclusions about the state of healthcare here. When you look at those international rankings, you know, where they rate every country on healthcare, Bulgaria is kind of in the middle. But that being said, we have friends here who have been perfectly satisfied with the quality of healthcare in Bulgaria. And if you have any kind of health condition where a visit to some hot springs can be therapeutic to you, there are several located in various parts of the country. The availability and speed of the internet is another pro. In fact, I have to tell you, the speed at our Airbnb in Plovdiv, some of the fastest we've ever had anywhere. Tap water is usually safe to drink in Bulgaria. We like that. Some of the water comes from the mountains, and it tastes good, and it's usually nice and cold, even in the summer. I just hate hot tap water. The friendliness of the Bulgarian people definitely adds to the quality of life in Bulgaria. The The people we've interacted with all over the country are very kind. Communication with the people here is reasonably easy if you speak English. I would guess around 1/4 of the people speak decent English here, and that's just a guess. I don't know the official statistic. And that might not sound like a high percentage, but it's high enough for you to be able to make friends while living in Bulgaria. On the flip side, learning the Bulgarian language can be very challenging. It uses the Cyrillic alphabet, and it's rated by language experts as one of the world's most difficult languages to learn. There is an active expat community in Bulgaria, especially in Sofia, the Black Sea region, and Plovdiv as well. Now, once upon a time, Bulgaria was under communist rule with poor infrastructure. You can still see some of the old apartment buildings from that era in the residential neighborhoods. And although there's still a ways to go, the overall infrastructure is improving slowly but surely. And we think that is another pro to the quality of life in Bulgaria. Finances. Okay, let's get into everyone's favorite topic, money and prices. Bulgaria is very affordable for foreigners compared to living in the US, Canada, and most countries in other parts of Europe. Now, prices do vary throughout the country, and Sofia, the capital, is going to cost more than a smaller town. But even Sofia is reasonable compared to the costs of living in other European capitals. You can find a basic 2 or 3 bedroom apartment for under $500 per month in an older building. Food prices are also affordable both at the supermarket and also at restaurants. You can get a full meal for lunch and a beverage for something around $5 to $6 or so. Getting around town using public transportation is fairly inexpensive. Getting between cities within Bulgaria is also reasonable. For example, about $12 for the 3-hour ride between Sofia and Bansko, and about $6 or $7 for the train ticket on the journey between Bansko and Plovdiv. Overall, based on our experience here in Bulgaria, we think the cost of living is roughly 55% of what it costs to live in the United States. So, for example, a lifestyle in the US that costs around $4,000 per month would cost something around $2,200 in Bulgaria. Now, this is an extremely rough estimate. I can't emphasize that enough. Everybody lives a different lifestyle, and the only way to know how much it will cost you to live in Bulgaria is to come and live here. Credit and debit cards are generally accepted, but not everywhere, so it's good to have some cash. The man on the 10 lev note looks a little grumpy, don't you think? This man on the 5 lev note looks a little friendlier to me. But overall, Bulgaria is one of the least expensive countries in Europe, and we think it's also a great value for the quality of life that you get at that price. Immigration. Let's talk about immigration procedures next, but I don't have any video clips that relate to immigration, so while I talk about it, you can look at these horses and other friendly animals who also enjoy living here in Bulgaria. Now, the first thing you should know about immigration is that there can be quite a bit of bureaucracy and paperwork. You can't just walk into the immigration office and say, "Can I have a residence permit, please?" Most people who have gone through the process comment that you really need to get an immigration agent or lawyer to help you through the process. Another con is that you have to be in your home country to apply. You can't do it within Bulgaria. The financial requirements are reasonable if you have a monthly pension income from outside the country, although the amount changes frequently, so I won't state what it is because it could be different by the time you watch this video, so you need to do some research. But yeah, the amount is low compared to the requirements of many other countries. You'll also want to look into the current tax rate on foreign income. I know I'm not being very detailed here, but that's because, like I said before, the rules can change frequently. Bulgaria is now part of the Schengen zone, and immigration rules could be in a state of flux, so you need to make sure whatever information you're finding online is up to date. So there you have it, my friends. Like I said, we love Bulgaria so much that we come back and probably will again many more times. Tap the playlist you see on the screen there to see our videos from specific locations within Bulgaria, including this video about living in Sofia, and tap on the subscribe icon you see there so that you can see our future videos. Thanks for traveling with us.